What's up guys, Zeke with East Coast Ken, and today we got another product review, and today it's from a company called Alloyman. This is their random orbital sander, and it's basically a company. They reached out to me, asked if I wanted to review their products, some of their products, and I took a look at them. They're reaching out to a lot of content creators on both YouTube and TikTok. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and do that. You know, what the heck, why not, right? Most people take the impact gun. I didn't do that. I took the random orbital sander, and in this box it comes with some 5-inch sandpaper from 80 grit up to 240. It comes with a dust collector box, an instruction manual that has one random piece of sandpaper in it. And then I have opened this, but I haven't taken it out of the package. One thing I do like is the fact that it is corded. With battery operated sanders, after a while you tend to lose battery power using them. Common sense, right? Which means you lose consistency in sanding. So when I saw that this was corded, I was like, you know what? I don't need the impact gun. Nothing's gonna replace the free Shop Milwaukee that we have. But first impressions, it's heavy, so that's good. There shouldn't be a lot of vibrating when you're using it. And it looks a lot like DeWalt products. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there now. I don't know, it is made in China. You guys can do the research and see if it's made by the same company or not. I do not know. All I do know is they sent it to me for free. So we're gonna run it through a couple of different tests. And what we're gonna do, slide that on. All right, so it clicks in nice and sturdy. And we're gonna take some of their 80 grit that they supply. I mean, they give you 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 pieces in this package, and one in there for a total of 20. So we're going to compare their 80 grit versus a 3M 80 grit on this rusted panel. And then just for shits and giggles, we're gonna put one of their 80 grits on my DA sander that I use for work every day and see how it does. So without further ado, let's slap this 80 piece of grit on and see what happens. We'll take this and I will grab my dust mask and my other PPE, and I'll be back in just a minute once I have this stuff hooked up. All right guys, got our safety glasses on and our dust mask. Let's, okay, so let's come around this way for a second. Your on button is right here, so I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. If you got headphones on, you might wanna take them out in 3, 2, 1. It's got an adjustable control right here. We'll turn it down to 3. That gets kind of wild. So let's turn it down to 3 and let's get to sanding. This is a panel to the Eclipse that's been sitting in there. I stripped it down to bare metal in school, and it's been sitting in the Eclipse ever since, so it's nice and rusted, as you can tell. So we're gonna hit this side right here and see what it does. Alright guys, so this is what it looked like originally, as you can tell over here as well. It did take a good bit of the rust off. Now this was on setting 3, and then over here I hit it on setting 6 just to see what it would do. So let's go ahead and slap some 3M on it, and we'll hit this area right here and see what happens. Alright, so we've got their 80 grit on right now. Let's put some 3M 80 grit on. And yes, I know this is a 6-inch disc, but you can run bigger on it without any issues. So let's see what happens. Alright guys, so with the 3M sandpaper, it cleaned it up fairly well. I would say better than the sandpaper that they provided. So if this is something that you're going to look at and buy, I would suggest getting better sandpaper. And I'll bring you guys around in just a second. Now there is a little bit of a low spot in this panel, which is why you saw me kind of angling it a little bit, trying to get in there. So let me bring you guys around and show you what it did. All right, now again, right in this area, there's a low spot, but it was able to get in there and clean it up. Now, if you look right here, the grains compared to right here, when you get up close with the camera, they're really not that much different. Then right here is when I put it on level 6. Compared to theirs. From a distance though, I don't know guys, it's kind of hard to tell. Personally, I would still run the better sandpaper, but that did an alright job. Now, let's slap some of theirs on, and we'll hit that spot right there with my DA sander, my Ingersoll Rand, and compare their sandpaper to it and just see what happens. Alright guys, we're going to slap their 180 on it and see what happens. Alright guys, I cleaned that up pretty good. Let's grab some 183M and see what happens. 183M. Alright guys, I did a good job cleaning it up with the 3M 182. So let me pull out one more test and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, we have some of their 80 grit. We're going to put it on my Ingersoll Rand Air DA and just kind of see what happens. Now, ideally you would never run anything like this, but for testing purposes, let's send it and see what happens. So, it did not take much of the rust off from it. But that's alright. We're not testing their sandpaper, we're testing their... Let's try this. Good old-fashioned hand sand. See what happens. Their sandpaper ain't the greatest. It's not bad, but let me situate this camera and I'll bring you guys back for some final thoughts. All right, guys, the Alloyman. Let's see, how's this open? I don't know. Maybe just pull it off. So that really didn't collect any dust. It's vented, so I guess I don't know. Unsure about that, guys. As far as the sander itself, my initial thoughts, I like the fact that it's corded because, like I said, that gives you consistent power, unless your power goes out. Batteries, you run out as they drain and go dead. It slows and it's not as proficient as it was with a fully charged battery. So I don't like battery operated sanders because of that. So I like the fact that this is corded. Will it replace my IR and my air system at work? Absolutely not. No way, not a fat chance. This is king when it comes to auto body work, all right? With that being said, for the weekend do-it-yourselfer who's working on a vehicle, whether it's a project vehicle of theirs, maybe it's for their kid, their wife, they're restoring Grandpappy's 1957 Chevy, who knows? Whatever it is they're working on, I think this would be a viable option for them. I think there are better options, but budget-minded, I think this would be a good one. The thing that gets me the most is it looks like a DeWalt. It looks like it's a knockoff of a DeWalt based on aesthetics. Performance-wise, I don't know because I don't have a DeWalt and I'm not going to buy a DeWalt to compare it. For the professional, would I suggest buying this Alloyman? 350 watts, 1300 RPM, 5-inch pad, and it says 25 times sanding paper, but it only came with 20. Part number AJ63. No, I would not suggest buying this for somebody who is either already in the trades or somebody who's looking to get into the trade. If you're an at-home do-it-yourselfer, I think this would be a good option, but I really think this is more for crafting. This I'm going to give to my wife, and I'm going to let her use it on her wood rounds and her crafts that she does. And in a couple of months, I'll give you a review to see how long it lasts and how well it lasts. So that's my final thoughts on the Alloyman Random Orbital Sander. For the professional, no, absolutely not. For the at-home do-it-yourselfer, for multiple reasons, absolutely, go ahead and pick it up.